closest residential node to that airport precinct. That's extremely important because that growth in that airport precinct is going to be captured by residential demand, and that residential demand will want to live close as possible to that precinct. So it's the closest residential precinct to that Brisbane airport location, so very important. The other one to focus on is infrastructure investment. And this is key because a lot of that infrastructure I spoke about before, the infrastructure investment within Brisbane, has actually been focused or is in proximity to the Hamilton North Shore precinct. And that's only going to make it more, I guess, desirable and more convenient from a residential point of view. As we said there's just around close to 11 billion invested or about to go into that proximity of Hamilton North Shore. And it ranges from a number of things. You've got your Kingsford Smith Drive upgrade, which is the roadway right outside, linking, I guess, Hamilton to the CBD. Very important, and they're future-proofing that roadway so that more and more growth can come into that precinct without losing its convenience. So very, very important upgrade. It's expected to be completed in about 2 or 3 years, which is extremely important because it's just going to make it more convenient to get into the CBD. Other ones that are undergoing, I guess, are your sort of urban activation. I mentioned the Portside Wharf, the North Shore Hamilton precinct, which is about 900 metres to a kilometre away from Hamilton Reach. That's an extremely, I guess, valuable amenity piece and a lifestyle amenity piece for the precinct. We've also got the East Street markets. Now, no one really talks too much about East Street markets, but this is a bit of a godsend for Brisbane, and it's sort of indicated what Brisbane likes and the nightlife that Brisbaneites enjoy. What it is, it's actually a set of food trucks and lifestyle and food stalls that's been set up on the riverfront at Hamilton in the basically on the site right close to Hamilton Reach. And what it does is it's open Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, and you get a lot of Brisbane residents coming there, relaxing by the water, eating out, and just mingling all together. And given Brisbane's lifestyle, given Brisbane's climate, it's perfect. And it's extremely busy. It hasn't lost any of its popularity, and it's been ongoing for about 2 years now, and it's still as busy and as in demand. It's actually growing on a monthly basis. So it sort of is a really great piece of amenity and a great initiative, which is going to continue to drive that younger lifestyle around the Hamilton precinct. From a residential point of view, there's been about 4% per annum residential growth in the Hamilton market over the last 20 years. Now that's extremely important because it shows the long-term growth prospects of the precinct. And keep in mind, this Hamilton precinct has really only started to come into its own over the past 5 or 6 years when more development has taken effect. However, before that, there really wasn't that much apartment living in the precinct. So this growth has really been brought about over the last 5 years in particular, with more and more new product coming in. But that's extremely important. The other one to keep in mind is that the Hamilton catchment median sale price is just under that 500,000, just taking into account all apartments transacting within the Hamilton catchment. When we look at our Urbis Essentials data, which is looking at the new apartment pricing, it actually reflects a price point of about $650,000 for that December quarter. So you can see a significant premium of about $150,000 that's being granted to new developments and new apartments in the precinct. So there is a high demand for new apartments and the new apartment lifestyle that comes with it in the Hamilton precinct. On the back of that, again, on the back of that demand is the rental demand that comes with it. And what we've seen in the Hamilton catchment is continued growth. So we've seen a growth from a rental return point of view of about 4 to 9% per annum over the last 10 years. Now that's an extremely high level of continued rental growth. So basically that's saying that the tenants are looking at paying an annual increase between 4 and 9% over the past 10 years. Once again, a very high increase on your rental growth. The other one is the premium that we're seeing for new apartments over established apartments. Now we saw the price point premium, 650 versus about 500,000. we're actually getting a premium of between 15 and 40%, or 15 and 38%, sorry, for new apartments in the Hamilton precinct. So there's actually a rental demand or rental premium that's being paid for new projects as well. So the new projects are certainly in demand from a price point of view and from a rental point of view. And I guess a reason behind that is that high proportion of the young professional market, that Gen Y market, but also the just creeping into that Gen X market. So that 35 to 45 year age group, which are starting to see Hamilton as a great place to be because it's connected, but it's still got a little bit of its own, I guess, it's connected enough, but it's also quiet enough to be a great place to live. So I guess following that, and as my last slide, where do we see the Brisbane market going as a bit of a summary point, particularly over the next year? So plan sales point of view, we're expecting the market to stay strong probably until that sort of June, September quarter. We're expecting that interstate investment to keep the market really active up until then and continue our market pushing along, continue the popularity and the market. Once again, that's based on the fact that there's an affordability component. The Sydney market, the Melbourne markets, they're all a lot more expensive, and Brisbane represents great value from that point of view. The other one to look at, I guess, is what's happening from a supply point of view. Active supply, just over 2 quarters worth of supply in there, certainly not a cause for concern. But then there's future supply. And what we're expecting for future supply is a bit of a slowdown. And that's a good thing for the Brisbane market, because it means that products that are out in the market and those under construction will have limited competition moving forward. The reason being, it's becoming a lot harder for developers to get their project to market. It's being a lot harder for new developments to come to market. So those developers that have a great track record, a background in development, they're the ones that are going to get their projects to market. The price points haven't risen as quite as much as they would like to. Construction costs have gone up, land costs have gone up, and there's a lot more amenity that's required in our developments now because it's competitive out there. So developers are putting a lot more to have to see a project work, which means their margins are being squashed, and finance is going to make it very hard to come by. So supply coming onto the market is going to self-regulate and slow down. Like I said, it's a good thing. The other one to look at is settlements. So settlements and completions, particularly towards the end of 2016 into 2017, will be extremely important, and Urbis will continue to monitor where they settle. But it is important to know what level of competition is happening, or what level of new project settlements are going to come into an area that you're interested in investing in. And if you're looking at other areas of inner Brisbane, how does your precinct compare to other areas of inner Brisbane, and how competitive is that market? It's always good to look at areas where there's this limited competition and where your project is a standout project and has a bit of competitive advantage over the other projects and the other apartments that are available. So very important to look at that. Demographics will continue to be key. We're expecting that Gen Y market to continue to drive our rental market, but also starting to move into that Gen X market as well, as more and more professionals and older professionals start looking at coming into the apartment lifestyle. And we're expecting that over the next 2 to 3 years, that Brisbane will become more of an apartment city. We have no choice but to become more of an apartment city as our land supply is running out. And to get a new house and land in Brisbane now, you're looking at 25 to 30 kilometres out of the CBD. So apartment living is extremely important for us moving forward. We'll expect more and more of that. So Gen Y market, Gen X market, very important for this. And like we said there, one of the key things, we have no choice but to move forward into that apartment lifestyle. So if you're looking at projects, it's key to find ones that tick the PI criteria for sustainable investment, where there's population growth, where there's significant infrastructure employment, where there's access to employment, where there's high levels of amenity. Established amenity is very important, And once again, look at your developers that you're going with and making sure that your developer is one that can provide a good track record. So on that note, I'd like to thank you very much for having me today. Appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.